This is a restaurant full of surprises.
Sounds good for you?
Yes.
Join me in Paris at the newest 3 Michelin star restaurant. But first, let's go back and see one of the world's first 3 Michelin star restaurants. The 3-star rating system was a brand new feature of the Michelin Guide of 1933. It named 23 restaurants in France with the highest honor. One of them was La Pyramide. The guide highlighted Chef Fernand Poin, his innovative cooking, high-quality ingredients, and dedication to hospitality. Chef Poin would go on to train many future Michelin chefs. 2 of them were Alain Chapelle and Paul Bocuse. Both would have created a new style of cooking called Nouvelle Cuisine. Bocuse was named Chef of the Century twice. Once by Gabriel and again by the Culinary Institute of America. La Pyramide is still open to this day. It's in the hands of Chef Patrick Henriot and has retained 2 of its 3 stars. So now that you know about one of the oldest 3 Michelin star restaurants, let me show you the newest. Le Gabriel. It's here in Paris, inside La Réserve Hotel and Spa. Originally, this little shack was built for Napoleon III's half-brother, so it's fancy as hell. At the door, it's all smiles. We arrive a bit early, so we are shown to the bar for a drink. And meet restaurant director Alexandre Auge and sommelier Gaëtan Lacoste. Friendly and professional, right off the bat. When the time comes, we make our way to the restaurant. It's, how should I say, majestic is an understatement. Every part of the table setting is of the highest quality, including this silver piece of hardware. Do you know what it is? In French, it's called repose couteau. In English, it's called knife rest. In Hungarian, it's simple. Asztali evőeszköztartó. Knife rests are used to keep utensils off the tablecloth, keeping it neat and clean. They were popular in the late 19th and the early 20th centuries, during the Victorian and Edwardian eras. By the 1960s, knife rests had all but disappeared as the culture moved towards more casual dining. The chairs have a cool feature too. It's a convenient holder for a handbag or purse. I am here with the ATG team, and we are the first to arrive, so we are rewarded with a visit from the chef. His name is Jerome Banctel.
Enchanté.
Je m'appelle Alexandre, and that's all I know.
He's clearly impressed at my knowledge of the French language. More about the chef later, but right now, check out this wine list. Simple, elegant, and huge. There's a bit of everything in here. I'm looking for interesting wines for our meal, but for a welcome drink, I know what I want. Bring on the Krug 171. At this point, I have a small confession to make.
This will be my first glass of Krug. I'm really happy finally I can
First
taste.
of the week, not the last.
First of the afternoon.
We learn about the 2 different culinary adventures. We can stay in France around the chef's home in Brittany region and have some of the best shellfish on the planet. That menu goes for €345. Or we can go around the world and try some dishes with ingredients and techniques discovered in the chef's many travels. That one is €455. Both menus look great, and there is one dish on the Brittany menu that grabs my attention. It's a traditional dish called crispy pig head sterin. But you know me, I cannot resist an international adventure, so we are going around the world. For wine, there are 2 tracks. A pairing with good quality wines for €232, and one that's out of this world for €722. Looking at the wine list, I am in the mood for a sharp-eyed Burgundy Grand Cru. For example, my favorite, the Bata Montrachet. And I casually ask Alexandre if it is part of the big pairing.
Actually, I don't think that we have Batam Montrachet, but we will have, maybe, we will have some good surprises.
It's enough for me to take the plunge. It's time for the amuse-bouche. Our first bites arrive all at once and almost like magic. I love the quiet, elegant moves of the service team. They are like fleeting shadows without any sound. I start with the creamy pork pie with caviar from Caviari. This was really good, but I thought the pastry was a bit too thick. I move on to this dusted puff potato. It had a surprising amount of flavor for its super thin size. There is deep fried snail with white garlic and Comté cheese in a wasabi sauce. That sauce is intense and irresistible. But my favorite is this: oyster with lime and fresh hazelnuts. You can tell from this face. It was seriously good. I love the citrus with saltiness of the sea, with hazelnut in there to give it some texture. Kolmaibush thoroughly amused. I love when the first bite don't hold back. These were bold and exciting bites. With these, the chef has shown us what he stands for. I have a good feeling about what's to come. Like any international journey, you need a passport. Here, they have their own version that tells the story of the chef, some of the dishes, and the techniques he uses. One of them allows chef to cook the inside of a vegetable without cooking the outside. Sounds impossible, but it's true. Thanks to lime water. Not this lime, this lime. Chef discovered cooking with lime water in Turkey, where it has been popular forever. Since then, cooking with lime water has become the bedrock of the chef's cuisine, and he uses this in our next course. It's called sand carrot. It's one of chef's signature vegetables. It starts with a carrot marinated in lime water. After cooking, the inside is removed, mashed and mixed with ginger, and then put back in. The sauce is super lively, and it's served with a perfect homemade brioche. Achieving this effect with carrots and fermented ginger is a very creative idea. This dish is not about being everyone's favorite. Personally, I really love bold beginnings that can even be divisive. It's not playing it safe. The chef showed us what we can expect from him, and I really liked it. Earlier, I ordered the world-class wine pairing. The first selection is this, a 2017 Hallenberg GG. This German Riesling is young, but almost jumps from the glass. Sourdough buckwheat bread with salted butter from Brittany arrives next. It's not made in-house, but instead made special for Gabriel by baker Frederic Lalos. At age 26, he was the youngest person to ever win an MOF, an award given only to the country's best artisans. Lalos no longer has a retail shop. Now he exclusively supplies the top hotels and restaurants in Paris. And it's amazing. What a crunch! And it's wonderfully warm and airy on the inside. Baking the perfect bread is a very serious task. So far, I love the service here. The team is impeccably dressed, they are graceful and elegant, and do everything with a smile. Getting the little things perfect on a consistent basis is one of the hardest parts of being in the fine dining business. Take the warm towel, for example. How hard could it be, right? In theory, it seems easy. In practice, it's difficult. It needs to be really warm, but not hot. Moist, but not dripping. And the scent needs to be noticeable, but not dominant. You don't want the scent of the towel getting in the way of the wine and the food. It's a tiny little piece of a big perfect puzzle. It takes effort to get the right balance of temperature, moisture, and scent. Our next wine is a 2018 by producer Edmond Wotan. It's a tiny but high-quality domain in the Sancerre region of the Loire Valley. Here, they produce a single Sauvignon Blanc cuvée that has a stellar reputation. This wine does not disappoint, and it's a great choice for our next course. These are artichoke hearts. The lime water technique is applied here too, but then the artichoke is roasted and glazed with cherry blossom vinegar. I will let Alexander tell you about the sauce.
White wine, cream and butter, only good things.
He's absolutely right. The sauce has a gorgeous umami that is almost truffle-like. This dish together with this wine are a spectacular couple doing the tango. Our next wine is from Coste d'Estournel. This wine is 11 years old and it's really good. Next up, roasted green asparagus with fresh herbs from Brittany. On the side is miso and asparagus juice flavored with rhubarb vinegar. The asparagus is perfectly grilled, and I'm in love with the sauce. Again, the flavors have Japanese influence, which is not surprising since I learned that the chef frequently visits Japan. Often, he participates in four-hands dinners where two chefs collaborate on one unique menu. Chef Jerome has brought these experiences back and combined them with classic French cuisine. I'm not sure if you noticed, but here at Le Gabriel there is no music playing in the background. All the sounds are just humans having a real experience. The acoustics of this room make it pleasant to listen to. Nothing else is needed. I love it. And we have one more new wine. It's Chateau Gruyère from 2019. Chateau Gruyère is a small wine estate and also an appellation. This wine is chosen especially for our next course. Fresh-caught salmon. It's been marinating in miso for days. It comes with celery root in apple and curry oil. The top of the fish is charred, giving it a strong caramelized flavor, while the marination in the miso gives it a beautiful tenderness that falls into layers with the touch of the fork. The wine pulls out the smoky flavor from the fish, but I find the sauce a bit overpowering on this one. For the flavors, I think the chef draws on his experience in India. Chef Jerome grew up in Brittany, and at the age of 16, he enrolled in hotel school. His gastro career began in northern France, followed by a stint in the Netherlands. He completed military service and entered the fine dining world of Paris. Things started looking up when he was hired as sous chef at Lambert. And in 2006, Alain Sanderens brought him in at Luca Carton. Whenever he could, he traveled, spending much time in Turkey and in Japan. In 2015, Le Gabriel opened its doors with Chef Banctel on the pass. Within a year, they had 2 Michelin stars and got the 3rd this year in 2024. Sorry, but I need to stop the video to share something awesome with you. We are about to hit 300,000 subscribers on our channel. To celebrate, we got 2 surprises for you. First of all, we are finally doing a Q&A video. Got questions? Drop them in the comments below this video. I also have a fantastic giveaway for you. One lucky winner will get to choose a restaurant with me, and we will make a video together. And of course, I will take care of everything. And all costs are on me. Sounds fun, right? To enter the giveaway, just follow me on Instagram, like the pinned post and leave a comment. I want to go with you. That's it. The giveaway runs until we hit 300,000 subscribers. Good luck! Our next wine is a 2017 Chenin Blanc from producer Claude Rougard. It's a highly regarded wine estate in the Loire Valley and has been a family business since 1894. I wasn't familiar with this wine, but it is a kind of Burgundian style which I really like. This wine is chosen especially for our next course. It's roasted langoustine with fennel. It's poached in seawater and topped with white grapefruit. I love the presentation here. The powder on the tail is langoustine coral that are used to add color and depth of flavor. The sauce is made with the head of the langoustine and is rich and full of flavor too. Earlier we saw the sauce really stand out in terms of flavor. But here is the langoustine that dominates this dish. And the chef shows off the fantastic quality of ingredients he can source. Next, we have back-to-back surprises. First is this. I planted a seed earlier and now it's bearing fruit. Buttered Montrachet made it into the pairing. That is one happy man. This is a 2018 Grand Cru Chardonnay from domain Fontaine Gagnard. It has hints of butter, honey and dried fruit, and tons of minerality. Watch as the team demonstrates perfect mirror service. This is whiting fish, roasted on the skin, laid on creamy sauce with razor clams, fresh peas and moro mushrooms. To me, this dish is the art of French cuisine, all wrapped into one. The creamy mushroom sauce is super rich, but not overpowering, and they achieve a great balance here. Our next one is a sherry from Spanish producer Alberto Orte. Then suddenly, Alexandre tells us that the chef is in a good mood tonight and would like to know if we have room for an extra dish. When I tell him yes, he reveals what it is. It's pork head terrine, the crispy pig's head I was looking at earlier. Are these people mind readers? I love beautiful accidents like this. Always life writes the best stories. Pig's head terrine is Chef Jerome's most iconic dish that represents his home in Brittany. He even comes out to plate it. It's a surf and turf, terrine with seaweed, cream and seashells. This one is made with the head of the pig and holding everything together is collagen. This dish also reminds me of growing up in the Hungarian countryside. You might not see this traditional dish on many restaurant menus, but it's still made by people at home. This one is perfection. Gaëtan arrives with the next wine of the pairing.
First red of the night. So the Eixos 2008.
I cannot believe my eyes. Domaine della Romane Conti, the pinnacle of wines. This one is a 2018 Eixos Grand Cru. It is absolutely exquisite. You practically never see it in a wine pairing. Maybe because the market price is €3,000. 2 courses remain. This is a squid tagliatelle with duck jus and caviar from Caviari. This dish is very serious. What looks like spaghetti is actually squid poached in duck fat. Then you have the concentrated flavor of the duck jus with squidding. You get the fabulous squid, rich duck flavor, and then the caviar just puts the crown on it. Our last wine is a 2006 Vega Sicilionico Gran Riserva. This is made from Tempranillo grape. It pairs really well with the red meat, which brings us to our last course. It's pigeon from Brittany, in 2 services. It starts with ravioli in a pigeon broth and finishes with pigeon filet, roasted on the skin with jus next to fermented turnip. The broth is light, a little spicy and popping with flavor. The filet is super tender, juicy and perfectly cooked. A great way to end this amazing meal. But of course, it's not over yet. We have a palate cleanser with a lime sorbet with cucumber and basil, followed by a dessert wine, Chateau d'Yquem, of course. Our first dessert is vanilla soufflé, cream chocolate with vanilla miso ice cream, milk infused with whiskey and Baileys, and finally a fried vanilla pod. There is a lot to choose from, and we receive instructions that the order doesn't matter. Gaëtan doesn't let us go without one more wine. This is from South African producer Klein Constantia. This one is made with white muscat grapes and has more floral notes and a distinct sweetness. Finally, we will wrap things up with our last dessert. Confit mango, spicy sorbet and peanut cream. It's fruity, fresh and a fine way to end today's meal. The only thing left to do is settle up. Our total for today is just over €2,500. What can I say about La Gabriel? Here they don't care about big stories. They are too focused on getting as close to perfection as they can, in everything they do. The fact that I can sit in such a beautiful space, encounter such enthusiastic, humble service professionals, and get a glimpse into the world of a great chef who elegantly mixes inspiration from travel with classic French cuisine, this makes me feel very fortunate. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid. Yes, you can call me sheep. You can say I